the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
See me stand during the meeting. I have a nerve issue in my right leg. Don't think much of it. So, Jeremy from Aviation.
Yeah, hey, I just wanted to, you guys came up with the rule with having to get pre-approval for grants that get grants on a regular annual basis. So I just wanted some clarification on, do we come in and get that pre-approval since you've always done that? Okay. All right.
Have a form fill out that allows our auditors to be able to track grants. No auditor's office what's coming in.
Okay.
Proper procedures.
All right. So I just need to go in there and get that form.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's all I really needed. I didn't know if you guys had any questions about anything either, or okay. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure we're in compliance and everything's good.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Joe Moyer, financial reporting.
One of the first things all government is trust. That means transparency. That means stuff is available easily. And whatever. Particularly what I'm referring to is the economic development agreements for Moss Creek, Mammoth, and Bottle Brush. We have a little bit of what's in the agreement that they were to pay the county. No one has ever said that the county got paid. That was better than 2 years ago. Been discussed more than once. As far as I can tell, there is no procedure to invoice solar companies or so that they can pay the county, or where it goes. I think it goes, right? It goes to the general fund.
You're correct.
Kind of along those lines, if money has never been collected, why are we concentrating on budget cuts? There's other issues that we have not dealt with. ECA for one, there's 2 issues there. Actually, 3. Tonight, I'm calling for forensic audit of the solar accounts. In the words of Ronald Reagan, we trust but verify. Bless your heart.
Thank you, Joe.
Randy?
Hi. Is that okay? All right. So first, I want to thank you again, Commissioner Street and Commissioner Holt, for listening to the community request and agreeing to host a town hall. I'd like to give you a quick update on the planning progress and outline what's needed from the county for the event to be a success. So the topics are solar and energy storage, budget transparency and use, and the comprehensive strategic plan. We have created a pre-submission form for those who cannot attend or don't feel comfortable speaking on the microphone. The progress update is the venue has been secured, as I noted last time. That's Celebration Station in downtown Winnemac. That should be convenient for those who are attending the courthouse tours and want to come to the town hall. Flyers are being posted and an ad will be is being placed in the Journal this week. That's no cost to the county. Those have been covered by private donations. A sound system has been established to be to be set up. That again is no cost to the county. A moderator has been secured. So previously I was working with Chris Parker, the regional community development educator at Purdue Extension. There has been a conflict there with schedules, so we have now partnered with Kara Riggleman. He is the Community Development Program Manager at Indiana Communities Institute at Ball State University. We do have volunteers stepping forward to help with the event day logistics. And we have an event flow and needs list that's being prepared. I will meet with the moderator tomorrow evening to finalize things, and then I will email that out to each of you so that you have an idea of how the 2 hours will go. All right, now I'd like to move on to some county and commissioner responsibilities. So last time we connected, it was to coordinate the security for the event. Mr. Street, you said you would do that.
I did talk to Mr. Sheriff Schrader. He's notifying the county police.
Okay.
As well as the county officers on duty.
Okay. We have posting the official public notice. Teresa, I believe that was on your agenda.
I have it right here.
Okay.
Post that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Post it on the.
Yep. Somebody remind me. We're also working to provide the recording and the live stream resources. Jenny, I have you down for that.
Mhm.
Okay. You had asked about a time with Nathan there on Friday. Can you plan at 3 p.m. on Friday? Okay, and so that's to kind of do a trial run to make sure that the equipment is working before we get in there Saturday morning and something goes awry.
So Brandy,
yes.
do you also want the sound person there that I've
Yes.
contacted? 3 o'clock?
Yes.
Okay.
So if possible, if you have index cards and pens that we can have at the table for written questions at the event, that's great. If you don't, please let me know and I will secure them. I presume that you will print the agendas like you do for this. That's what, okay, so that's what you want on this. Okay, got it.
That's what I was referring to the posting, so post it on the board.
Okay. So do you want it on the door and the table, just to clarify that I,
Yeah, we'll just require to have it at the board, but if you want to push something
okay,
stack, that would be fine.
okay, thank you. And now I'm going to move on to some net new things for your feedback. One is it's considered baseline updates. So I'm proposing that the county staff or the elected officials prepare brief factual updates on the topics to kick off the town hall. This is so that so there's a shared baseline understanding between the community and the commissioners on the topics at hand before we start. So it's essentially so that everybody starts on the same page and it can make the discussion more productive. I don't have like a list of recommended items that would include. That would be up to you as our leadership to decide what that should be and how that should come about. But again, I'm proposing that either the two of you work together or you perhaps point out county staff who are considered subject matter experts on the topics and just give us a brief update to kick off the meeting so that we're all with the same baseline understanding of the topics. So let's use the strategic plan as one. The strategic plan is this. It was done on this date. It can be found here. These are the 3 to 5 primary topics it covers. Factual like date reference. So then let me shift to the budget one for transparency and how things are used. Like this is where this was the county's budget last year. This is the amount that was spent on these types of things. This is where you can find additional information there if you so want. And again, this is not the perspective of the commissioners at this. This is just a fact-based, fact-finding update. The solar one could be, these are the ordinances we have in play. These are the number of contracted acres. This is where you can find more information on X, Y, and Z for each one of those. So not really controversial or debatable, just like these are the facts. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And I have, I think I have slotted in the schedule that we could do 5 to 7 minutes on that if need be. And we can have that be read by the moderator so that staff doesn't have to get up and do it unless you choose differently. If you want whomever writes each of these updates to give it, that's fine too. Or if you want the moderator, we have the moderator there. We can do it that way.
Are those combined minutes or individual
Combined.
minutes?
So while 2 hours feels like a lot, it's not.
Right.
So is that a reasonable request? Jacob, you can correct me if I am off on this, but I found that it fit within the commissioner's authority to manage county business under Indiana Code 36236-2-2. Nope, this one is for just giving a factual update to the community before it starts. Like, this is where we're at on things. Okay. Okay, thank you. Again, I don't claim that I know all this legalese that I read, but I'm trying to do my best. I'm trying to do the homework. All right. The other thing that I would like to bring up is, this is regarding the payment to the moderator. To help them make the meeting run smoothly and fairly, I'd like to hire a new professional moderator. The suggested fee is $400, and we followed your contracting and payment processes for professional services. This one I found under Indiana Code 5-22-6-1. This would be so that everyone gets a fair chance to participate and that we're kept on schedule, on track, and it's an unbiased third-party participant.
Probably more communication with people about that. Like, people are concerned that they have to pay for, wanting a moderator for that. So I did not make a motion. Vote yes.
Are you able to disclose what those concerns would be?
They believe, and thoughts are, I but the belief is that we have a town hall meeting to provide information. People honestly believe it's a gotcha type situation. I don't want to believe that. They do not believe that the county should be paying for the moderator for this. That it would be just a regular meeting and gather discussion and information.
I will seek private sponsors to help support it. Of research that I have done, this is a standard component of a town hall. This is not new. This is not unique. This is not a gotcha. This is so that we can stay on schedule with somebody who is trained in managing large groups and facilitating conversations so that we stay on topic and on time and that we're productive and respectful. So that would be my counter to you and to anybody, that this is not net new. And that is what I would ask for you to take into consideration when making a decision about the facilitator.
Don, are they concerned about just having a moderator at all, or are they not wanting the county to pay for the moderator? What is the concern?
They do not believe the county should pay for an individual to do that. They believe that most people believe it's just a gotcha for solar type situation, and they do not believe the county funds should go for something like this.
I guess I don't follow, because we have 3 different discussion points. If it was only a town hall on that, I could see that concern, but I don't see that with what you've proposed as far as the time and the structure for the categories you want addressed or
Correct.
that we selected, I
And
guess.
they were just recommendations. Ultimately, it was the commissioners who selected them. There's no gotcha behind this. If we wanted to talk just on solar, we could do that independently. We wouldn't be inviting well, you might be invited, but like we wouldn't be coming to the commissioners and saying, we prefer that you host this. Like whether we like solar or not, it is here and the community would like some transparent conversation about it just to bring everybody up to speed. So that is one of 3. I personally find the concerns unwarranted, but that is just my personal perspective, which we are all entitled to.
So Don, you're okay still with, and Mike, I don't mean to leave you out, but I guess it is, it's on at this point. Don, you would support someone else paying for the moderator? You're okay with that? Where did Jacob go? Oh, Jacob. Oh, he's outside. We want to wait till he comes back. I mean, do you have other information or?
I do. I can circle back to that if you'd like.
Yeah, let's do. I just want to ask him if he has this, if he shares the same concerns or not.
Okay. Okay, so this is your updates on positioning. So I would like to make the request. I think it would be helpful for each commissioner to offer a short statement on your current views about the topics before public comment begins. It would help the attendees understand the context without it being a formal decision. And it just helps to keep things open and transparent and would hopefully, again, ease the flow of you getting questions that you have already answered in your opening.
Just for clarification, so we talk about solar, we speak first about solar, then we go to comprehensive plan, we'll give our statement on comprehensive plan, we'll go to budget, we'll give our statement on budget. Is that what you're saying?
I was proposing, but I can flex that at the opening, each of you have 7 minutes to address all 3 topics just as a positioning. Yeah, just so that we don't have as many breaks in the flow. Yes.
Okay.
Set 7 minutes for each of you to give your current stance positioning on all 3 topics.
Okay. So
After the fact-finding statement-based one was.
So that's one, and so this is a separate, is what you're
This
saying.
is your positioning, like why you feel or act, or this is your positioning as an elected official on these topics.
And what is the time?
7 minutes.
Okay. I'm going to be pulling all-nighters. I just want you to know that. I haven't done that in a long time.
You know all these Indiana codes, I'm pulling all-nighters too.
Randy. Follow.
Yes. Yes. So I'm meeting with the moderator tomorrow to finalize the flow because we are trying to maximize the productivity of this. So yes, after I meet with them, I will give that to you. And that brings me to my next request. I would like to ask for your support to provide written responses after the event to any attendees who sign up but are unable to speak during the meeting due to time limitations. It ensures inclusivity and demonstrates that their questions and input are valued. And this one is outlined as acceptable under the open door law. I have that one as IC 5-14-1.5. It's considered acceptable and the best practice. So I wanted to propose that.
Is there a time limit when these responses need to be received?
I would request within 2 weeks. I think that is reasonable.
That's very reasonable.
Would you be in line with that as well? Okay, so I would like to, when we have the moderator open, I would like to let the public know that so that they don't have angst if their name has not been brought up and we're getting close to close time.
Randy, talking legitimate questions. Name calling, things like that, correct?
Okay, so there are ground rules that will be posted all over. Yes, these are legitimate questions. We're asking for either personal opinion or facts to be shared when they make the statement. There's no profanity, there's no finger pointing. This is to keep things kosher.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. The other recommendation that I would have for you is to identify the next quarterly town hall date if possible, so that people understand that you're committed to keeping transparency open. And so if you are able to decide that before we have this session, then you could announce it there.
You're not looking for that date tonight, or are you looking?
I would look to the three of you to coordinate calendars and decide that upon yourselves
Important to see how this first
before committing to another.
one. Yes.
Well, perhaps you could have a date in mind, and if it went well, then you could share it. And if you have concerns, then when we do like a debrief, which is something that is on my agenda, say, okay, what went well and what didn't, I will package all of this together for you so that you have it if you want to do any in the future.
Thank you.
Jacob, there was a question that Mrs. Knievel wanted to wait for you to come back in the room on. I will try to surmise it. If I don't do it justice, hop in. So my request was for the county to pay for a neutral professional moderator. And Mr. Street's concern was that he is receiving feedback that they don't want the county to pay for a moderator. And I am able to secure private donations if needed to do this. And so I think Mrs. Knievel then was asking you
Yeah.
about that.
Is there a reason why the county could not pay that? I mean,
So
Under the statute, you have the ability, it's really, in my mind, it's more of a policy issue than it is a legal issue. You have the legal authority to pay it if you want. That's for the three of you to decide whether you want to do that. You do have the authority to do it if you want to do it.
I
That's
just,
just up for the three of you to decide
Right.
whether you do that or not.
okay. Personally, I don't think it's right to ask our community to foot the bill for transparency. I think that's just a poor reflection on us as commissioners. They're asking for information, they're asking for our views. I don't understand why we would stick them with having to pay to receive information from us when we have a budget that allows for that. I don't, regardless of what their opinions are, I think it's pretty easy to say, we want to be transparent as commissioners. We owe this to our county. There is money in our budget to do so. We are not going to penalize you for getting information. I just think it's another wall that we're putting up. And I think it's exactly the point of the town hall is to remove some barriers and to provide transparency. Does that make sense, Don?
I apologize.
Okay.
I understand your points. This is new to all of us, right, for a town hall in this type of situation. There are just concerns that I'm hearing, and I'd just much rather, if we're going to do multiple ones, if it goes well, this first one, I just believe that you asked for it, Randy, and I said yes, and if you could secure private funding for it, I think it would go a long way with other people.
I would like to go on record and make note, though, that regardless of what the topics are, a town hall is considered a best practice and happens all across the country. And a trained facilitator or moderator is always a part of them. And so if you move forward with them, I would still come back to you and say, it is in your best interest to have a trained moderator or facilitator who knows how to construct these things. And the people that I have worked with on a volunteer level thus far to put in the legwork to be able to hand you a package that you could essentially use turnkey moving forward have spent numerous hours, and $400 is a really low rate for what has gone into this. I just want to reiterate that. I respect opinions. just sharing the counter of it.
Mhm.
All right. So in closing, I would like to know if there's anything else besides emailing that to you, Mr. Street, Mrs. Knievel, and whomever else I need to send the agenda and the flow to. Is there anything else that you need from me at this time?
I'm going to. I just wanted to make sure, I wanted you to look at it one more time. Yes.
No, but I would make a recommendation moving forward that if the community is concerned about the money, and I don't want the residents of Pulaski County to pay for it, that I am willing to donate part of my salary as a commissioner to put that bill for a moderator. I do not want to see this coming from the community. I think it is absolutely wrong. So I'm making that. I don't know, Jacob, if I can even do that, but I am willing to make a donation.
Well, I mean, I think as a private citizen,
Okay.
I think from once you receive the funds,
That's what I mean. Right. Okay. But we could do that as commissioners to not put it on the community. Okay. So I am letting you know that I'm willing to do that at this point moving forward. I don't ever want that to be I've given already. I don't have any more money to give. And so we stop having town halls. I disagree with that. So
That is
that is my
appreciated
statement.
on my behalf and the group of community residents who are also behind this. I may be the one speaking, but I'm not just speaking. Thank you.
Right.
Jenny,
Thank you, Brandy.
sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but actually the money that would come out of commissioners is the taxpayer. That is tax, that is income tax or property tax money that's coming out. So really it is coming out, you know, whether it's to pay your salary or whether it's to pay this $400 for this bill.
No, I understand that. It's
Okay.
just a giving back of,
Right. No, I get you.
Yeah.
Just one.
okay. Thank you.
Nathan?
Good evening, everybody. I will try to get through this report quickly, starting with an update on our courthouse project. Again, no new change orders. However, the window caulk inspections may trigger one depending on the extent of what work they still have to do versus what they find that is in good shape. Project finances. Our current contingency balance is $34,992.50 on our side, unchanged from my last report. I'm expecting to have a leftover balance of between $5,000 and $7,000 in our rent and movers line item, which will be moved to furniture, fixtures, and equipment, IT, or contingency as needed. We have a really healthy balance in the IT line items, so we may not need to move it to there and may actually have, but until I start seeing the different bills from Rowing and DeGroot for the work they do, moving computers, getting computers set up, making sure everything's working, getting the security cameras installed, I can't say for certain how that will land.
Also with IT, people move in to their offices, we're probably going to discover IT.
Probably. And I know that Rowing has started a discussion with Teresa. They looped me in on that. If we have remaining IT funds, we may be able to get a head start on some of exactly that. Some of the upgrades are already planned so that the budget, it doesn't have to come out of our cum cap or wherever those are coming out of. Any questions on finances?
No.
Progress. All of the door slabs that have been delayed have been received and installed, except for the two exterior at the top of the north stairs. We have received temporary doors for those so that we will have proper hardware and they won't be padlocked from the inside. It will be painted and stained and in place, looking almost identical to the permanent ones, just I don't think quite as weather hardy as the eventual ones that will be installed. Meeting table is scheduled to be installed on Thursday, after which we can finish up IT work primarily for live stream capabilities in the meeting room. We are a couple of weeks out from the arrival of our day 2 furniture order. And I don't think anything coming from that is anything that will preclude anyone from beginning to operate in the courthouse. It's just some file storage may have to be delayed before we can move that in or sit in boxes. Couple of people may have to make do with less than perfect work setups until the second shipment comes in, but everything will be in place or is in place for normal operations. Mentioned the caulk. Ton and Blank has brought Meyer Glass in to address that situation, and Ton and Blank has a building envelope consultant reviewing the work, the roof, just to make sure that there are no further leak sources up there beyond what have already been repaired. Moves for all courthouse occupants other than my office and maintenance who are working on moving themselves have been scheduled for Monday and Tuesday of next week. Knock on wood, the movers think that relative to the moves out of the building, these will be small enough that we can knock them out in 2 days. Ribbon cutting ceremony will be held at 5:45 p.m. on Friday. I have been advertising tour options for Saturday and Sunday and have slowly been seeing registrations roll in. Any questions on the courthouse project progress before I move on? And just very briefly, the new website is live. I'm continuing to work with Crane and Gray to make any tweaks as I notice issues, whether something is missing, something's in the wrong place, or not functioning correctly. And they have been pretty good about responding with corrections with pretty quick turnaround. And I'll continue reviewing as time permits to make sure that anything else that comes up is fixed. But all of the basics, email, meeting minutes, meeting schedules, all of that stuff is in place. And it's just little odds and ends we're discovering that either didn't get transferred over properly from the old website to the new site, or there's just some weird development tweaks that their developer needs to adjust. And then there's one menu I'm trying to figure out how to make a little more user friendlier because it just lumps so many things into one place, not as clearly as it could be, but most of it's pretty smooth. That's all I have unless you have any questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sasha?
What are you going to do?
Like a 4-H demonstration. I asked for visuals and we got them. Thank you. Yeah.
Hopefully I won't get too bad of an echo here.
You're good.
All right, so we keep continuing to have problems with our Zoll cables. The Zoll monitor is what we use on every call. This goes into every house, pretty hefty, but effective and efficient. This can completely restart someone's heart. It can slow someone's heart down. It can also pace somebody's heart. So when we talk about pacemakers, defibrillators that are installed, we can actually do that with this little box. This component that you guys are looking at is what we call a pulse ox cord. And as you can see, Mike has the piece that's kind of flimsy. This gray piece in the middle, it's fiber optic and they break very frequently. So my request today is to upgrade to a better standard cable. It's called the rainbow cable. It's a little thicker, has different ends. So Jennifer has the piece that connects to the actual monitor. And this will be not only for the monitor cable, but the actual patient piece, like what Mike has.
So these work together.
They work together, yep. They have to be purchased separately. The quote covers for 3 monitors. We have 4. We keep 1 out of service in the training room. But essentially, every call we go on, these hang out in the little bag on the pouch on the side. They connect right here. And what starts to happen, this is a pretty new cable, we start to see little kinks in the fiber optics and eventually they just stop working. So my goal is to hopefully upgrade our cables so that they stay nice and effective, less kinks in the wires, and we have more effective patient care.
Are there spares?
Not on scenes. Let's see if we can get this one to work today.
How long do they generally
we go.
last, a cable?
It depends. So we do about 1,600 calls a year. We have 2 trucks that are actively in service, From there, if you think about it, divide it by 2 between the trucks. That's quite a lot of times that these cables are rolled. So as you can see, I've got a tachycardic rhythm. That is the green, means I'm ticking away kind of fast at my heart rate. And you see that I'm at 99% room air. So this efficiently helps us to very quickly diagnose the patient so long as they're working correctly.
Might want,
Tell you your blood pressure and everything?
It does. So that actually is a different cable. So we purchased some of these cables earlier this year. This is the blood pressure cable. We have what we call the 4-lead cables. This will assess your heart at a basic level. From there, we can move on to a 12-lead. This gives us 12 views of the heart. We can see if someone's actively having a heart attack or another cardiac issue. And then we can move on to our defibrillation, pacing, etc. So I'm going to put these 2 pieces together to demonstrate. So right now you can see that it says short detected. As a paramedic level scope, we can control if we'd like to shock the patient, if we'd like to pace their heart to make it speed up. And then during cardiac arrest, this will defibrillate the patient. So I will simulate what we do when we provide a shock. So you'll see that it charges, go to 30. And this, in BLS mode, performs as an AED, or as a paramedic, it will perform as we ask it to.
wonderful.
We also have some other features. We have capnography, things of that nature.
You are asking for $3,198 for these cables to save someone's life.
Essentially.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
I'll second the motion.
Motion second. Do we have any discussion? Seeing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. Tasha, when you brought that up, what are you doing? And I greatly appreciate you doing that, because that gives us all an idea of some of the things you do.
Yeah.
In your emergency rooms. Thank you.
Absolutely. And anytime the public would like to see a demonstration, our trucks are out in the public. Just ask us, we can run you through. We have ventilators, we have all sorts of patient care supplies. We're more than just transport. So we do like to really kind of level up our care. So thank you very much, Don.
We appreciate it. Yep. Thank you, Natasha. Maybe you should bring one to the town hall. I might need it Saturday morning. What do you think?
Probably a good
Might need
idea.
monitoring. Thank you. Okay.
Right. First of all, we have Meridian Street. After the construction project, there was an ordinance that was done, appears to be 2022, and it established Meridian Street as one way. I communicated with Chris Schramm a couple of times. We have Chris and the gentleman out front have stated the two-way traffic is working just fine. So I would propose an ordinance that rescinds or repeals Pulaski County Ordinance 2022-06 and establishes a speed limit of 15 miles per hour in that little short area. Also, we ask that the highway department install speed limit signs reflecting the 15 miles an hour, both ends of the street. Also, motion and a second to repeal ordinance 2022-06 and establish a 15-mile-an-hour speed limit. Traffic discussion. Being none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. Next, IT position. We had discussed previously about creating an IT position. Teresa had provided us a job description. So I would make a recommendation that we post the IT manager position, starting date January 1st, 2026. We'll see if we have any applicants for the position, and then we'll move from there with any existing contracts that we may have. I think that having a person on staff would be very beneficial like we've had before.
You need a motion? I'll make a motion to accept the position description for the IT manager.
I'll second. Motion is second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed. Next, we have the ADA. This comes from talking to our EMA director, Michelle Fox. We received information in talking with her with her letter that she had sent about the committee that is formed. Jacob had given me a name of a consulting firm that will come and work with Michelle, establish, making sure all our documents are in place, and establishing any further committees, paperwork needs to be done with this. Pages. Well, first of all, he lists all the agencies that him or his company has worked for or with, bio on the individual, and then he has provided a quote. I'll say that this came in probably about 4 o'clock today, and I've not had a chance to look it over. I do believe it's something that would be beneficial for our county and to help us move forward. I'd like for you to look at this, and then we'll bring it back at our next meeting.
No, let's table it. I'll make a motion to table it.
I'll second that motion.
Motion and second to table the ADA request. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. Next, we've typed recycling and transfer station. I have, I emailed Teresa, and she had given financial information for 2023, 24, 25, January through the end of June. So we have broken down in 2023 recycling receipts, transfer station receipts total. So receipts brought in were $278,000. Expenses during 23 was $352,510. Deficit $74,320. In 24, we had a deficit of $78,000, and in 25, for the first 6 months, a deficit of $66,000. In some comments that have been made from individuals that spoke and looking or approaching our county government as a business and looking at situations that we have, I think it would be in our best interest to have Jacob do a request for a proposal to look at a private company or organization to operate Pulaski County Recycling and Transfer Station. This is simply going out and fishing, if you will, and see if someone can do better than us. I would propose a starting date of July 1st to 26th, provide recycling and transfer station for all of Pulaski County. Lease current equipment and ground, maintain current equipment and ground, Be open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, excluding holidays, one Saturday a month. Accept current recycling items that are being accepted at no cost, except tires and electronics at a reasonable fee. Accept current items at the transfer station at a reasonable fee. Offer recycling bins and cardboard recycling to the incorporated towns of Pulaski County with weekly service. I'll say with that Francisville does not have recycling at this point. I brought it to their attention and they did decline it. But Derryville does not have recycling. And Monterey does not have recycling. And I think both the latter two items were being put in recycling that should not have been put in recycling. Offer recycling education throughout the county and offer other items deemed necessary that were not thought of. So what I'm proposing here is that Jacob simply type up a request for proposal, advertise it in the newspaper, send it to any individual people to see if we're doing it right, or if they could do better for us.
This is the first time seeing anything about this, so of course I have a lot of questions. I understand that there's a deficit each year, but this is a not-for-profit service that is provided to the residents of Pulaski County. So to privatize it, I'm not sure would be the goal or is necessary. Have we spoken with anybody in the transfer recycling department?
John Kagerize is here. You want to talk to him?
John Kagerize.
He's the young man there in the third row.
Okay. John, do you mind coming to the table? Okay, thank you. And John, just if you would explain, I've done a little bit of inquiry since I saw this on the agenda, just as far as what typically takes place in the county and the services that are provided through Northwest Indiana, help me out, solid waste, and that we're not talking about something that would be an easy change. This would be very involved. And that probably we need to discuss all of the pieces of this before we would look at a proposal to privatize this. Can you explain? And are you with John back there? I saw you sitting.
We invite her.
Your name is again? You're from Indiana Solid Waste? Hey, go ahead. Come on up here. Thank you. So I guess for someone who doesn't know much about the recycling business, can you explain your involvement with Pulaski County, what services are provided, and is this typical, the deficit in the money, or is this something that could be fixed through our transfer station to raise prices, I guess? I don't know where our prices currently are when the last price increase was, but I'm going to assume that by privatizing this, and you correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know, that it could be an increased cost to the residents of Pulaski County by privatizing. I don't know. Go ahead.
There's not a company around here that would touch the transfer station without raising the prices because it would be profitable. So if people complain about our prices now, it's just going to be somebody like Waste Management or somebody who would come in. They wouldn't even want the transfer station, guaranteed, because it wouldn't make money.
Transfer or recycling, or both?
They would do away with recycling.
They may put this scheme out to, oh yeah, we'll recycle, but usually what happens, at least in the state of Indiana, is they pull away from it and it disappears.
Are there other counties that have done that? Did you say Kirsten? Is that, okay. There are other counties around us that have done that, or?
I don't know so much up here, because I have 6 counties up. It's mainly southern, Indianapolis, South.
Okay.
They've tried that.
So which 6 counties do you work with?
Pulaski, White,
And all of them are operating the way we currently are?
Not all of them have a transfer station. So, and Carol has a transfer station as well. I used to be the director of the transfer station at Delphi. And so this came up every year when I was the director as well. So I'm very familiar with trying to get it through the council. We didn't have scales at that time, so we were operating in the red. But once we were able to get scales, then we were able to at least break even. And I think, in my opinion, like I said, you shouldn't profit off of a community. You're offering a service to the community.
But that's not transfer station and recycling together. The problem is that the transfer station could hold water by itself. But years ago, they tied recycling and the transfer station together in their budget. And the transfer station cannot toe the line of the expenses of recycling.
So
There is no community anywhere that is not losing money on recycling.
okay, so you said, I'm not sure I understood you. You said the transfer could do it on its own? I mean, that, okay.
Because of the expenses of recycling that's involved, they can't support both.
Do you have many people about the price?
You know, it's 90, yeah, I was gonna say, we are very low, but there are people who, I'd say 90% of the people are happy.
I was
You've
gonna
always
say,
got
I
that
go
one
there
person
every
who
week.
complains about, you know, an extra 50 cents.
Is there grants available?
I provide a grant. I give $32,000 every year to these 6 eligible counties, and they can do anything they want with it regarding to recycling.
We received that grant?
Yes.
We received that grant?
Yes.
Not yet. He has the full year to provide receipts from
So-
whatever he wants.
Did you get the grant in 23 and 24?
Yes,
And you said that's 32,000?
not the whole 32 last year.
Uh,
Because I had plans to get backhoe, and the plans for that fell through at the last second. So I had to push that into this year. So this year, the council granted me some money for equipment, and I was gonna use a good majority of the money from her to update our backhoe, because it's 34 years old.
Okay. When was the last increase in rates at the transfer station?
I'm gonna say 22 is probably the last increase.
Was it significant or
Went from 6 to 7 cents a pound.
what is Kirsten, what is the average?
I was charging 12 cents a pound in Delphi, and it gets raised every year. I mean, people complain, but your landfills, it's skyrocketing on the cost of that. And there's a convenience fee with using a transfer station too, that some people prefer. You pull in, you don't have to worry about nails in your tires, you know.
So
I just had that today. The guy said that he came here to use us because he didn't want to go to landfill. And we're double the price of the landfill.
okay, so we're at 7 cents. The average is 12 cents per pound. So there is room to increase there significantly. So as opposed to privatizing this, I am going to assume that someone who's going to privatize it is going to be a for-profit business, and they are going to significantly raise prices because they're operating for profit.
If they go that route, are they wanting to, what are they gonna do with the recycling center? Is that going to be grouped in? Because if it's not, and then you have to pull out of the Northwest Indiana Solid Waste District, which is a legal, I would have to give you the information on that. So as long as there's a recycling center, I can provide the 32,000 every year for recycling needs for the county, that the county needs. You had mentioned Francisville and Madeireville not having anything for recycling. A lot of what the problem is number one, you have to man those. You have to pay somebody to go and collect it once a week or twice a week. The other thing is, it's the trash that gets left. It's a mess. People just don't do what they think it's a collect all.
So we reinstated Monterey's box at the first of the year just to see what would happen. And we're ready to pull it again because it's just a disaster. It's not recycling. It's a way to throw away things for free. And they don't care what they put in.
cameras, but White County has the landfill, I mean, they have more money to work with, they're a bigger county. So it's just, it's very hard to keep away from that kind of stuff, people just.
Mhm. Do most counties operate in the red on transfer and recycling?
Transfer stations, I did for years until I got a scale and I actually left. I think they broke even, and that was their goal at that point.
The goal is to break even.
And one of the fears from the community then when they had threatened to shut the transfer station just totally down is, and I saw it even with the transfer station operating, people were throwing trash and other types of mattresses, TVs in ditches.
Mhm.
IDEM had to be called, I don't know how many times for open dump complaints, which then you're talking county fees, anything gets put in the water, soil and water. It's just a heap of a mess not to provide your residents with some sort of way to get rid of hazardous waste, recyclables, trash. I mean,
If the county made the decision to leave our current arrangement and something happened with the company, with a for-profit company, how difficult is it to jump back in to our current arrangement?
It'd be very difficult. You'd have to start from scratch. Anybody who want to try to just take the place of what we have right now has to start completely over. They do not get our permit. They do not get the facilities without going through all the requirements from the state all over again. They have to file like it's a brand new facility. The permit is not transferable. And that's a very expensive process to go through.
And lengthy, I'm assuming a lengthy process. That's not something you're going to get done in a short amount of time.
Because you have to provide the plans, your operation.
who is making money on trash? That's what besides waste management, who's a monopoly, but who else is making money on trash? I mean, anybody that says that they can come in and do it, I don't see it. And recycling is never a moneymaker. It's never gonna be a moneymaker. You're never gonna be able to bring in any income from that. The fluctuation of fee, of cost, and what people are paying, like right now, cardboard's not paying anything.
Mhm.
So, it's just, you're never gonna have any money in those, I mean, I don't know, it's just not a business that people say.
In 2022, I came within like $9,800 of breaking even. And that was when cardboard prices were over $200 a ton. Commodity prices were high because of COVID. And like she said, cardboard's basically worthless right now. So it makes it.
And it's all worthless right now. It'll have its highs, it'll have its lows. I mean, it's just.
Right.
And the other thing she's not mentioning is the expense of tire removal, waste oil removal, the electronics. All those things are paid for by the district.
I mean, I think you have one pickup a month for electronics, and I think it was about $10,000 last year that we paid for the transfer station and recycling center to have their e-waste picked up.
So that would be a cost that would be on the county if we were not with
Yes.
Northwest Indiana.
But that, I have 6 counties that I have contracts with through this, so you would not get that price. We are actually, with budget time happening right now here at the district, we're gonna have to talk about that too, because like everything else, the price is just, they're increasing.
Mhm.
And a lot of people are charging for electronics now.
Right, I know.
We actually pick up the cost for all 6 surrounding counties, and you just don't have to live in Pulaski County to take a TV to White County. Tires are another thing too. They're just a headache. They're just
Mhm.
it's expensive to get rid of. I think I spent $3,200, over $3,200 last year on tires disposal. And once again, that's a price that I use the same company for all 6 counties.
That's for Pulaski County, that was the cost?
Yes.
So these are costs that you're eating as Northwest District.
And we also do a
Okay.
yearly hazardous waste event, which is huge. These events, we pay just to have that event was $14,000 last year for a Saturday 8 to 4. And then the mailers that you get in the mail that I mail to Pulaski County residents. The oil truck and the antifreeze truck, the electronics, everything is, it's like $20,000 for that event.
Okay, so these are all things that we're just getting, I mean, we're receiving, but we're receiving it because we are part of the Northwest
Yes,
District.
yes.
How many of the counties that you serve, and maybe I asked this before and didn't, it went over me, none of them have privatized this business? None have been private?
Carroll at the transfer station, Pulaski at the transfer station, and then we also have Newton County, but they have a landfill.
Mm-hmm,
That's totally different.
sure.
White County, Buffalo, they have a landfill, that's totally different. So I have 2 with transfer stations. The rest
Okay.
of them all of them have recycling.
Right, and the goal is always to break even because it's a service, not a profit. So what, I guess, and I don't mean to be asking so many questions, but this is all, I know nothing about this, so I appreciate you educating me. What would we have to, because I don't know how many tons of waste Pulaski County goes through in a year, but what would we have to, and John, maybe you haven't even looked into this, what would our cost per pound have to be to break even or show, you know, a zero balance at the end of the year? And is that possible?
I have to look into that. But I do know that we average about 340,000
Wow.
340,000 pounds of trash every quarter is what we move through the transfer station. For a little community like this, that's a lot of trash.
Anybody
So
want to,
the
I see
thing is
people on their calculators, somebody do the math.
I'm very happy to make adjustments if needed
Right.
to make things work better. But
No idea. I think we need to look at all departments, more efficient in what we do, just not your department. Whenever I look at the numbers that are presented, negative loss, I think it's important. And I think we would only be doing ourselves and our county justice by doing a request for proposal, seeing what other people do. That's the only thing I'm asking.
how about what I can do? Nobody ever came to me and asked me, John, you know, is there something we can do to make a difference?
Write it up and show us how you could.
I appreciate that, John. And yeah, I agree that we need to seek out our own departments before looking elsewhere. I would also think it would behoove us to speak with other counties to find out what they are doing and have they considered doing this? Have they done it? Did they have to go back? Because what are the pitfalls if we would do something like this and either a company pulls out, because like you say, it's nobody wants, I mean, there's not I don't know about the garbage business, but if it should happen to fold or leave us after a period of time, how long does it take us to get service back? And I am concerned about if the cost is too high with a privatized company, where is all this trash going to go? People are not going to pay for the service. They're going to dump it in our county. And right now we have a very easy, workable, a wonderful transfer station to take all of our items to. And that has to decrease what we're seeing on the roadsides. So are we going to have an increase if it's privatized and the cost significantly goes up? So I think we have a lot more, I think we need to do more research and get better educated. And I really appreciate you guys being here to inform us of the way things are. And John, I agree with Don. I would love for you to write this up. Let us know what we would have to price things at to be able to continue this service and break even to continue to provide the service and not cost our residents more than is necessary.
Very understandable. I try to be very frugal with my budgets. If you look at, did you provide them with copies of my ledger? So almost every year I turn back. Last year was like $98,000. The year before was $101,000. So, you know, I'm not out here just spending money, just to be spending money. I try to be very, there's a lot of things we need that I do not ask for because I know we don't have money as a county. So,
You've been aware we've been losing money?
we've been losing money since I started this job. It wasn't just me. again, if you're gonna hold the transfer station and recycling together in the same light,
Well, they used to run the county, ran the transfer station, hired to deliver to the landfill. It seemed to be the best way. You didn't have to have drivers, $200,000 roll off. Specker hauled it there for years.
That's an even cheaper expense. for
Hey, it's
County
cheaper to
because
do that.
we and Delphi had to pay waste management. So I was charged by ton, from them, which they're expensive anyway. There's even bigger room here to make money, since you don't have to have that hauled out.
I
Or at
know
least
we
break
have,
even. I don't even want to, in my opinion, I don't want to break even or make money. I know it's a county thing. I know that's what your goal is, but if you're offering the service. to
My purpose isn't necessarily to make money. The purpose is trying to get closer to zero.
And I get it.
Right, and if we continue to do the same thing over and over every year, we have to take a look at what we can do to make things better. And it's not about earning profit, it's about coming close to the zero.
I like it.
and I'd like for other departments to be held to the same standard.
Right. Well, and you should have first opportunity, John, right?
I
You
believe
should,
so,
you
yeah.
should have first opportunity to get the county there because there are a lot of good things that are working with this service. And if all it is a matter of increasing the price per pound to be able to hit that net zero, then I think we just need to look annually at what is the cost going to be, as opposed to, are we going to upset the apple cart and totally start over? Especially with no other counties involved with you that are currently doing that. I would like to hear from another county that says, hey, we privatized it and it was the best way to go. This is the way to go.
Carroll County looked into that, and I'm not sure what happened. They decided to go with scales for the transportation, which we didn't even have until like 7 years ago, when they were talking in their commissioners, in their council, about shutting it down. And at that point, I'm like, you can't hold somebody responsible for losing money when you're not even giving the tools that,
Right, I understand. Okay. So John, could you in a reasonable amount of time provide to us, and I don't care who else you need to seek help from or, assistance from in coming up with that, what the cost would need to be, what changes would need to be made in our current department, the way it is, to be able to have it to zero out?
I can definitely do that.
Could you have that to us within 30 days? Perfect. Is that doable for you guys?
that makes sense. I think table it and let John put his numbers together.
Right.
Let's see what the other communities that have privatized. I really can't think of any. Fulton County privatized? What landfill are they with?
I don't know either, but that is something that the three of us can look into if we want to reach out to other counties and find out who they are with and do they break even and what are their prices. And I think we need to at least be commensurate with counties around us first to see if maybe we're just lagging behind in our prices.
Gladly do anything recycling wise, even extra from the transportation recycling center here. I would love to buy dumpsters for Francisville and Garyville, but then you're gonna have a whole new set of problems with the trash that's gonna be left.
Okay.
Just maybe a day, a month. Right? People are- My request for proposal is to have Jacob write us a request for proposal. And we would have it available, make it available to others to see what is out there. But it does not mean you have to accept something. John could come back 30 days, he'd have us something, but we have the request for proposal prepared and ready to go to see what other people might offer us.
I'll second that motion. Jacob. Ducks. I really hate to see it. Private. Need to be business.
Just make sure you keep the district in the loop if you decide to go that route.
Oh, we will.
That would all be out there. Analyze those. It'll be in 30 days, so sometime in October.
Have it by your next meeting.
Now we'll
That's
give you
2
two.
weeks.
I said we'll give you till the October meeting, first Monday in October evening, if you could have it for that. What's that date, Teresa? Do you know? That's okay. 6th? Yeah, October 6th. If you can bring that information then, John, that would be great. Okay?
We have a
Thank you.
motion and a second. Jacob, start writing a request for proposal. Any further discussion?
How much is that going to cost us, Jacob? Never mind. An hour? Okay, okay.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed. Thank you both.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
And I don't know if we get enough traffic like this that it would be worthwhile. Is there a way logistically and legally that you could set an out-of-county price and an in-county price? I know, like, when I was having work done on my house several years ago, the contractor who was from Stark County, doing work in Stark County, was coming down to the Pulaski County transfer station funded by, and I didn't know if there's a way to do that.
The only way we could do that would be by looking at.
Like reverb.
I don't know if that would really, I mean, that's up to them.
Yeah, and I didn't know if we get enough of that traffic that
So
would justify.
things we did to try to do is limit the expenses, like the electronics are exceptionally expensive. Is only have in-county residents with electronics. Because that's a high expense. But otherwise, if that's what they want to propose,
I just want to thanks.
Next, I had other items. APC, we have, Jenny has spoken mostly about APC and battery energy storage. So I make a motion tonight, APC, take a hard look at battery energy storage system. I would recommend they look at White, Jasper, and Warren counties proposal or their UDOs. I would encourage them to look at the language of theirs, study the design safety certification, the heights, the security fencing, the signage, lighting, underground, the noise levels, the setbacks, design and operation standards, the operations, all other areas deemed necessary for UDO language and process. And I strongly recommend in my motion that the APC meet multiple times per month to get this done. Maybe it's, we've talked about negative, but they have talked a lot about moratoriums. Maybe to get APC moving, we need to tell them what to do. So I made a motion for the APC to get on a battery energy storage system. It's not like they just invented. I don't think we necessarily need someone full-time, someone to provide some things, grants along those lines, as discussed before.
Okay.
Made the motion. Mike seconded. Any further discussion? Seeing none, those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye. Okay.
I had brought up at a joint meeting about restructuring Pulaski County Community Development Commission and having our building department go in and work with the Community Development Commission. Restructuring that, I think it would be in the best interest of our county to merge these two departments, volume of work we have, and to help make things flow easier and smoother for our communities and to encourage communication. There was a 2023 ordinance that replaced and amended this resolution that was written to form or redo the Community Development Commission. Essence, the building department will go into the CDC. The APC and BZA staff positions be transferred to the department, which is the Community Development Commission, into the department, and the supervisor of those individuals would be the head of the department, CDC director. APC and BZA would remain in place. President of the APC and the president of the BZA would be placed on the CDC board. If one of them is president, if someone's the president of both, they would take the vice president position in that regard. Increase it. Department and commission shall continue to serve in county, notwithstanding any planning and zoning or building jurisdictions exercised by any incorporated municipality. Memberships of the commission shall be amended to add the following seats, which I went over concerning the APC. This would start on the 1st of December, and that would allow time for the executive director to come up with job descriptions and communication to take place, smooth transfer into one department first of December.
Are we ready for discussion?
I'll second that.
Stop.
Well, you got a motion and a second.
Okay.
Now we have discussion.
Let's have some discussion. So what I am reading, I'm sorry, my jaw right now is absolutely dropping. And I had a feeling that this is where we were going, and I was right. Resolution by the Board of Commissioners of Pulaski County, Indiana, restructuring the Pulaski County Community Development Commission and eliminating the Pulaski County Building Department. In what other county has this happened? And what is the purpose in doing this other than consolidating power into a quasi-governmental unit who is not even an elected official? Pulaski County, do you realize what's happening right now? Do you? We are going to restrict, silence the voices of every resident of Pulaski County by not only taking the voices of elected officials or minimizing those.
What elected officials?
I understand the APs or the building inspector is an appointed position, but we are giving a substantial amount of power in Pulaski County to a non-elected official. I'm sorry, Nathan, to the CDC, who in my opinion has exercised significant overreach over the last 5 years. And we're looking now to, in order to choke out any resistance to anything this county wants to do, or a small limited group of people. It's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And folks, you're losing your voice in Pulaski County. This is not happening in any other county around us. I spoke with a Jasper County commissioner who said, he said, you cannot let this happen. That is a Jasper County commissioner. You cannot let this happen.
The executive director reports to the CDC board, there'll be an APC board, and a BCA board.
So who reports to the commissioners? You've totally taken the voice away from commissioners. We have no voice anymore. Why did I run? Don, why did you run?
CDC has the commissioner on it.
One.
There's a commissioner on the BCA.
This is consolidating power in an effort to push agendas in this county by restricting the voices of the people of Pulaski County. Is this about money? Because when I sat through the budget hearings, the purpose of this merger, which now this is not a merger, this is the elimination of your county building department, folks. This is not a merger. And when I sat in those budget hearings, the purpose that we were told, and I was sitting out there just as a public resident, was that we were going to save money by doing this. Now, I spoke with Ken Boswell, who reached out to me today, and I said, Ken Boswell, who, folks, is on the county council, was just put back on the county council. And I asked him, how does this save the county money? And he said, it doesn't. His direct words. Ken Boswell stated to me today on the phone that the budget proposed through a merger is a net zero. It doesn't cost more, and it doesn't save anything. He stated there is no real effect. So I ask, why is this being considered? Why is this being considered? If this is not to save money, when no other county around us is doing this, and the county commissioner from Jasper said, you cannot let this happen. Don, why are we moving to this? Why are you asking we do this?
I think it will make things more efficient for everybody.
For
And
who?
Why would anyone, if you could try to make, pardon me?
I'm sorry. For who? Who does this make it more efficient for? You're taking the commissioner's voice out of decisions by eliminating a building department who answers to the commissioners. So now the building department doesn't answer to the commissioners. The building department is eliminated, thus giving a CDC department that is not an elected organization or an elected official complete power, folks, over your county. This person, who's currently our economic director, does not live in Pulaski County, does not pay property taxes in Pulaski County, has a conflict of interest with commercial solar. So why wouldn't this person open the gates to Pulaski County and let it all flow in?
So the APC, they make recommendations. They make the recommendations to us. And we approve them or not. Or ask them to do something or not do something.
That's not what's going to happen, Don. The CDC director is going to be over the building department, and he is going to have enormous influence over what happens in our building department, our APC, and our zoning. This is nothing more than a way to streamline the process for outside corporate entities to come do business in whatever capacity they want. And the community has not been protected one bit thus far. We have ordinances that the two of you refuse to enforce in our county. Current ordinances on the books. And you refuse to protect the county. And now you want to give authority to the CDC, which will eliminate any protections for the residents of Pulaski County. Because now, folks, your commissioners don't even have a voice. And I will say that this is a way to reduce my voice as well. And I was elected.
Once again, the APC makes recommendations to the commissioners. The UDO, APC works on, develops, and then they bring it to us as county commissioners.
And now the CDC director will have authority over our building inspector, our APC, and can easily influence, guide, orchestrate what he wants for Pulaski County. And again, he doesn't live here. He's not a taxpayer here. He has a conflict of interest. And you're asking, Don, I don't understand how you can do this. How are you able to not protect? This is absolutely not protecting the residents of Pulaski County. So
I think it is, Jimmy. I think it's putting things together, and it's going to make the BZA, the APC meet. It's going to organize things for us, and I believe we'll get more done. If we don't, I'm wrong, then we'll switch it back.
No. You are not going to go back. Once this is done, and I want the county to understand this, once this is done, any development that the CDC wants in Pulaski County, be it more industrial solar, commercial solar, we're at 35,000 acres plus with no means to stop it whatsoever. We are looking at wind development. We are looking at carbon sequestration development. We are looking at battery energy storage, wherever you want to put it, because CDC is now going to be largely in charge of the ordinances that these two have not defended since January, which is why you can have a fence built right on your property line. And now we're looking at 8,700 more acres. And if you don't think they're going to build it right on your property line or comply with the ordinances we have right now, we are not running this county right now. I can tell you that. And I can tell you who is, but it's only going to get worse. So beware. And I can't believe that this has been slid in front of us tonight. That this is going to curtail our surveyor's voice, our roads road department. Okay, well, let me tell you what happened prior. When Mammoth Solar rolled in, we had a road superintendent, we had a surveyor, we had drainage, we had Carla Redwick, building inspector. All of them were asked to help write the agreements to protect Pulaski County for Mammoth Solar, or Moss Creek, all of these. They did that. They invested hours. They did research to figure out the best ways to protect the county. And when their recommendations went to the agreement, CDC director, alongside Kevin Tankersley, threw out all of the work they did, and they wrote, I disagree.
I had no role in any agreement except for the economic development agreement.
So Jenny,
I disagree.
Well, I was there, man, with all due respect. You are speaking untruthfully about me in a public forum. I don't know who has told you what. I had no role other than obtaining copies of other counties' ordinances for people to review. I played no role whatsoever in the development of those. They were not my purview, not my concern. I focused entirely and exclusively on the EDAs.
Did you write the findings of fact for the BZA in 2020 on the very first Mammoth Solar hearing?
I did, because the staff that we had didn't do their job.
So
They are legally required to use the findings of fact.
You decided that those findings of fact were appropriate for the residents of Pulaski County.
No.
Sir, I am
No,
sorry.
I did not.
You did
The members
not
of the
have,
Board of Zoning Appeals did. I drafted for
That
theirs
was-
to consider, and they decided that they were appropriate.
and they knew what the outcome had to be. And I've been told that.
I mean, if they did, that was not my, I saw it was
I'm
not being
so-
done. We have a legal obligation for them to make decisions based on written findings of fact.
It was
did
not being done.
occur.
There we go. It was not being done. So here we go again. You are going to take the authority to say, oh, the APC's not getting it done. I'm going to do it for them. Oh, the BZA's not getting it done. I'm going to do it for them. And folks, that is exactly what is going to happen in Pulaski County.
No, it's not. I don't think you understand the history. From the outset, as you may know, Pulaski County did not have countywide planning and zoning until 2012. From the outset, knowing that the building department was understaffed, the building department welcomed and asked for my assistance in addressing the ordinance, working with them, advising them serving as an advisor. That was not something that magically happened when solar came. For as long as we have had a building and zone, a planning and zoning function in this county, I have worked closely with them because I have a professional and academic background in the field. We had a building inspector who was very capable, but not trained in planning and zoning, and he was the only person on the staff at that time. It was not a usurpation. It was not some hostile takeover. I was asked to lend my expertise to assist the department that was understaffed and a plan commission that was fairly new. And that is how it has been since 2011.
Okay. At the budget hearings that I sat in on, you sat there on that day and you said, I have been unable to do my job for 5 years. And sir, I have looked at your job description and I will say you are right. You have not done that job description for the last 5 years. So maybe we need to look at the position of the economic director as equally as we're looking at eliminating a building inspection department. Why are we not, Don, considering that? He stated, I have not been able to do my job for 5 years. Now I can do my job. Your job is to now take over the building department to justify the position? Because that is exactly what, hands up. Does anybody else think it looks this way? I'm sorry, I'm one person, but this is my interpretation of what is happening. And again, these two are going to vote the way they want, but yes, our surveyor, our road superintendent, our building inspector, all spent hours developing ordinance to protect all of us, non-solar, solar, everybody. And they were thrown out the window and they were rewritten to give us no protections. 80 ordinances have been stripped by the commissioners, the former commissioners for our county. I got neighbors who are saying, I'm moving, I have 3 neighbors right now, folks, who are ready to sell and get out of here. 3. I know that Winamac, Eastern Pulaski, the school system is down 364 students in the last few years, and they're very concerned. Very concerned. I know that Benton County lost 5% of their population when wind came in. They lost 5.5% of their student population when solar came in. There is a huge decrease. And now we're going to strip the residents of all protections. We're going to strip the residents of their voices in the county by putting all of our eggs in a very small basket for people whose actions since January 1 on my commission very clearly throw support, full support, behind renewable developments at the expense of the residents of their county. Every action, I'm not going to say every, I don't like absolutes. The majority of decisions these two have made are largely to promote renewable energy. And just know, Pulaski County, that in doing this, we streamline the process even further, and Pulaski County is open for every business that wants to come in here. And without a risk analysis to determine where we are currently, Brandy, I know you've asked for that. Where are we and what is the risk going to be to this county? And I'm telling you today that without a risk analysis and by consolidating this kind of authoritative power into a CDC position, we are done. We're done. We took an oath to protect our community, to protect the residents of Pulaski County. And I have stood by that oath since January 1. And I am sickened by the proposal that you have put forth tonight, because I love my county. I want to see my county grow, and this will destroy it.
Well, Jenny, thank you for your comments. Disagree that
Is it on the agenda? I don't know.
I disagree. You expect me to that my decisions are not based upon being pro-solar, but just following the rules of doing things. I do believe this is in the best interest of the
If there's anybody here that
so,
believes
according
that.
to their point, are we good with voting on this?
I don't think it should be voted on. I think you both need to give it a lot of consideration.
Jacob?
No.
Don, could I say a couple of things briefly in response to comments directed toward me? I'll be very brief.
No, let's do it during public comment.
I'm not part of the public. I am an employee who has been addressed by the commissioner, and I think it is fair for me to respond. I think it is, first of all, critical for you to understand. If you vote for this, I will do it. You vote this down, I will continue. I have made that clear. While I have long believed that there is value in a proposal like this, regardless of solar or not, regardless of who is in my role or who is in that department, I believe that there's value in bringing it under one house to ensure that the redundancies we have are the kind of backups that are to our benefit and are not the sort of redundancies that just create more positions that then we don't need in certain classifications. But I am a little bit concerned that Mrs. Knievel has presumed to know my attitude toward the future of renewable energy development in this county without having a conversation with me. As I have said to a handful of people recently, I don't care if we ban solar after this current project. I hope that the new Mammoth project goes forward. After that, I don't care if we ban it. Quite frankly, if it were not for the passage of Senate Enrolled Act 1 and the impact it's going to have on our budgets, I would be happy with already have banned it. I think I have no policy position on whether as a matter of macro policy, solar is good or bad or somewhere in between. I do have a belief that this county was near bankrupt 5 years ago. And the work that was done by the council to straighten the path got us into a much better position, but does not allow for a lot of security, let alone the ability to invest in the community's future. The sorts of conversations the council has been having pertaining to economic development payment revenue. I'm greedy for Pulaski County, but I'm not that greedy.
You're not that greedy because we've left money all over the place.
No, we haven't.
And yes, we have. We look at.
Show me the numbers, ma'am.
You
Show
look,
me an apples to apples
you look
comparison.
at building inspector and the fact that she has hired additional help there. Any department that has been strained under what is currently going on should have been paid by the solar developer. We have not gone after the solar developer for anything. We're not invoicing them for any. So don't tell me this is about money. We've got money that was supposed to be owed to the county for Kevin Tankersley, and regardless of whether or not he took that money or not, that money was owed to Pulaski County, and nobody thinks it's worth going after or holding them accountable or having it run through our audit system. So don't tell me that we're all concerned about the money in Pulaski County, because we have minimized anywhere we possibly can for them to be able to come in at the expense of the county. I'm asking for extra protection on the roads. I got a call today. I don't know if the lady's in the audience. Her husband's about been rear-ended twice. She's concerned about the buses in the morning. Where's the added extra protection for the community on these roads? We're not even asking them for. I mean, that should be a demand. And we're stressing our sheriff's department. This is not about money. I'll make a statement. This is not about money. This is about power.
No, for me, it's about money. And that's why I just said,
Not going
I don't
after
care
it.
if there's another project after Mammoth Crazy.
So we have a motion
That's
and
me
a
on
second.
the record.
I made the motion based upon the attorney's advice. I rescind my motion and make a motion to table.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second to table. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Other business, approval and sign. We have claims payroll number 18 that was presented to us.
I've read the claims, and I make a motion to approve claims and payroll number 18.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Seeing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Minutes from August 18th, 2024 regular session were given to us by Teresa.
I've read the minutes and approved them for 8/18/25 regular session.
I'll second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Being none, those in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Conference request. Recorder. Marcia is asking to go to the 2025 Indiana Recorders Meeting, October the 22nd in Franklin.
I'll make a motion to approve her request.
I'll second the request.
Motion is second. Discussion. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. PS updates. PS is not here today because of other commitments, which they had told us in the previous meeting. Any?
Make a movement for adjournment then.
No, 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 no. I do not second that.
Discussion?
Are you on number 3, Don? Okay. That's fine. I mentioned to this family who was very concerned for their children, I think I wrote it up. Cars are flying by their property just in Denham or south of the church in Denham at 60 to 70 miles an hour trying to get to work on time. Their dog has been in the road. They've been concerned about the dog. The husband's about been rear-ended twice. She is concerned at this point because, according to her, she has, and she sent me a screenshot of changes to Mammoth's construction times, that at this beginning, I think September 15th, that they will be arriving to work at 7:30 during the time the buses are out and about. And she wants protection. She said she's called the sheriff's department multiple times. I don't know, Chris, what has been done, but evidently not. Go ahead. Oh, okay. But she's very concerned. Pardon me? Okay. But she is very concerned about this time change and the cars racing here and there without me putting my hands on it. So I assured her that I have requested daily patrolling by, oh, are you the lady? Oh, okay. You may come up to the microphone. Thank you. Hold. So. I suppose. Yeah, I guess.
Have a seat right there.
Yeah, thank you.
Jenny, I'll say that I have talked with Alaskan. They have increased their number of patrols. They're working with a company to do that, to get additional off-duty officers.
I can't blow me away because I've been called out a couple times. I want to defend my department myself. So.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I was told that you've been contacted several times and the homeowners are still very concerned. So if they're still concerned, I'm still concerned. So that's all. I'm not calling you out, Chris.
I will say that the other day, received information that they discovered bones on one site. They are pig bones. They were human remains. So
Okay.
that's going on.
Okay.
This
That's really
time,
all I had.
We'll have public comment. We ask that you state your name, your residency. We ask that you speak no more than 2 minutes. Thank you.
Yeah. On 575 West, about 50 yards from the North Bus Stop in Denham, that's the Eastern Pulaski School District. Now, I am concerned because this meeting has not stopped. I'm not saying Pulaski County is not doing their job at all. It's just that the time change and everything, that is what is causing the shift change. Now, this decision is coming from California. They have absolutely no idea what Indiana is like. And that is November 2nd. So that's why this is occurring. And this is going to impact drugs in the school district, the next school district. You guys don't care. The arguments are right at the time clock. Not slowing down. They think that we're all on drugs. They don't care what we're doing. We don't deserve any type of care in the world. I have tire marks going through my front yard where they're passing each other. They're going off-road on 450 on 575 racing cars and motorcycles down the road, it is absolutely chaos. And the bus stop is at Denham Baptist Church, and that's not even considered Veterans Village Church. So it's just absolute chaos, in the morning and in the afternoon. And I think the shift change is gonna be 7:30 on the 15th. I'm just, that's kind of where my concerns are.
Jenny, you,
Not, yes, next week, Wednesday. Mhm.
wouldn't mind if you could be BS on our behalf, possibly ask if they could put a camera out.
I don't see their site managers, nothing like that. They're even trying to get the shift change to stop happening. It's just the managers that are all the way in California, they don't. They think that this goes around a completely different system. They don't understand whatsoever. I'm hoping that you guys will listen and all, but it cannot happen. Guys at work.
And Serena, you are right, because when I talked to one driver, he looked at me and said, I do not have to listen to you. Yeah. So if they're not going to listen to what I'm asking or what I'm requesting, I understand. I drove away feeling very defeated for the county. I don't have to listen to you. Okay. Yep. I'm concerned as well.
Company that helps county. Thank you.
Thank you for being here, Serena. Appreciate it.
Yeah, just to clarify a few things. I spent 4 nights out of 5 last week overtime working from 4 to 7 o'clock. Stopped multiple cars. Monday, I had 4 officers out, including myself, stopping cars on 200 South. I sat over by Miss Kniebel's place, stopped multiple cars. I worked with VS Engineering last week. We got patrols set up from 5 a.m. till 8 o'clock a.m. when the buses are out, from 3 o'clock till 6 o'clock when buses are out, on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. From Tuesday to Thursday, Don worked with them to get those 2 shifts out there. We're not sitting on our hands. We're out there as much as we can. I'll be out there the next 2 nights, stopping cars. Ask Gary, I'm out there every single night. I can't work 24 hours a day. I'm going to defend my officers. Multiple cars every night. I'm not going to sit by and act like we're sitting on our hands. I can only work so many hours a day. My officers are out there every day stopping cars. Every day stopping cars. Every day. When I get a complaint, the woman called last week, I was out with the pig bones. They were pig bones. I got back in, got the email. I sent an officer out right away. It was already after the bus passed. I got at 3:20 or 3:30. I got the call. She sent the email at 3:20 when the worker got off. I don't know if that was you. I didn't hear your name. I'm not going to give the name of the person that sent me the email. I sent an officer out there right away. I'm getting people out there as much as I can. I'll be out there the next 2 nights. You're right. The first 2 nights, feels like the green flag at the brickyard. That's what I've been connected to. Third night we were out there, they slowed up a bunch. We're going to be out there as much as we can be out there. We've increased the patrols. I can't be every place all the time. I can't be. We're trying to be. We're trying to address the problems. I've got a map in my office. I'll show you the hot spots where we're trying to work. But I can't stand by and say we're sitting on our hands. We're not.
Right.
We're trying to. You've seen me out there.
I have.
I sit there by your house and I watch the stop signs. Half the people I'm stopping are local residents.
And what I will say,
I just get upset when I got to defend my officers.
no, I understand. I think a lot of departments are trying to defend right now what is going on. And this is where I say, if we at this first project, members of Pulaski County, are having this much frustration trying to keep the residents of Pulaski County safe, what in the world are we doing entertaining the next 8,700 acres? We do not have the resources to protect the residents of Pulaski County. And it is up to the commissioners to make sure the residents are protected. This isn't about land rights. This is about protecting the very people you have lived next to your entire life. And when I hear Mr. Schramm, Sheriff Schramm, talk like he is now, he's frustrated. He can't provide the protections that are necessary. But I don't see this county slowing down at all. As a matter of fact, I see it's ramping it up. So expect it. Like I told Serena on the phone, protect your family, Serena, because it's going to get worse. This will get worse.
You know, we're going to be out there as much as we can. Call me, leave me a message, leave me an email like that nice lady did last week. I don't know if that was, she was very nice about it. I address her. I'm going to email you back. I'm going to text you back, whatever I got to do. Try and keep you guys safe. We've increased our patrols. Okay, we have. I think we've slowed them up a bit. We can't be every place all the time. So I sat out there at your place. I sat out there for 2 hours one day. I didn't get any. I sat out by another house. That's I got. I'm not going to put out names. 35 miles an hour. You know, but I sat at your place for a long time one day. I got called away for a death investigation. I can only be one place at a time. But I'm trying to do the best that I can. Call me, email me. If it's midnight, I'll come out there and help you. If you have problems with finding your yard, if a solar person is out there, I'll come out there and address it. You got to email, you got to call me. Okay, you got to call me about it. We're there to help you. Don't think I'm frustrated because I don't want you guys to think we're not there to help you. We're there to protect.
There's too much
Right.
for you to do. There's too much.
Anything else?
Ma'am, I'm sorry, what was your last name? Just give. All right.
Very nice lady. I address it as soon as I could.
My point is, please, can you call them and make sure the schedules don't change because of bus routes? Because that's
She was very appreciative when I emailed her back, so thank you for that. She was very nice about it, so thank you. I don't want you to get the wrong idea about the matter.
No, it's okay.
Thank you. Are we, where are we now?
Anyone else?
Are we at just? Okay. Well, we're at public comment. Okay, that's what I thought. He said discussion.
Bonnie Ehrlich, and I just wanted to let you know that there was an accident tonight at 200 South and 700 West at Tom Fritz's Corner. It looked like it was a white 4-door solar truck that were being loaded out on a tow truck, and apparently 2 people were taken to the hospital with injuries, out-of-state plates. So to Chris, you can't be everywhere. You absolutely cannot. You're doing all you can do. The problem we have, yeah, I know you have, and you cannot be out there for every hour that the solar development is operating. The problem we have here is we are allowing a project that we cannot manage. We cannot control, we cannot monitor it, and the solar developer and their contracted workers are not listening to you. Now, I know that there's been violations after violations after violations. And what did we do? We charge them a little bit of money, which I don't know if they paid or not. I think Teresa has received some of the funds, but that's not enough. I think when you get to the point where you got public safety at risk and you got violations and they're not listening to you, the time to shut it down. Stop the work orders. Put that in place. You will get their attention. You will get them to the table. And the developer is responsible or should be held accountable to reach out to the contracted workers and tell them you will obey or you're done. You're fired. Because Chris and his department need help. And we cannot allow people in our community to be in harm's way and worrying about every intersection they have to go through to get their children to school or to get to work. So Chris, you definitely need help. I commend you and your department for what you are doing, but this is a case where you have the economic developer, executive director here, and he has told people he wants 88 additional acres to go through, and then he's okay if we shut this down. That is a conflict. We can't handle it. I think, Chris, your department can't handle it. I don't think EMS can handle it. I don't think our roads can handle it. We are taxing our resources. And it's time to hit pause, slow this down, and make sure that we only bring in projects that we can handle. The growth is just too much, too rapid, too soon, too fast. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Dale Pels, Francisville. I guess first of all, I want to thank our sheriff. I think what you expressed tonight was full transparency here in this county. And you were honest with us, leveled with us, and told us you're doing all you can do. And I really believe that you're laying it out on the line. The second thing, I am very disappointed what I witnessed tonight. You know, this country, the democracy was set up with checks and balances. We had checks and balances in this country from day one. And what I witnessed tonight was the removal of checks and balances. And all three of you were elected by the people and to serve them. And I don't understand why in the world we're not protected. Whatever our thoughts are or whatever our position is on something, this was a farming community, a farming county. We've turned it upside down. Jenny mentioned about 3 neighbors wanting to move. I have heard repeatedly. We are going to see, what's that going to do to our county budget? You know, tax abatements, they come in here, they're giving. Rest of us, we don't even ask for tax abatements. Run businesses, but we're supposed to pay our fair share. That's all I have. I just encourage you guys, please protect the citizens.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Dale Lambert, Rich Grove Township. I guess my concern is that we have an agenda. And it's posted, it's online. And we come and then we find out that things have been added. So now I understand why at the beginning of the meeting, the agenda is not approved before you begin. But tonight we had an assistant engineer approved. That wasn't on the agenda. And then we had the merger, not on the agenda. Now, when we come to a meeting, we like to know what to expect, what's going to be discussed. And if it's the last minute item, then I guess it needs to go on your next meeting's agenda. So that's my concern. Again, no transparency. Thank you, Chris.
Anyone else?
I was home watching and it kept cutting out, so I decided to come in here. Thanks, Chris. I live at 1945 North 300 West, and it is like an express way, like the ramp, the exit ramp, turn, like they don't stop. They don't stop. And I know we've talked and it has gotten a little bit better, and I have seen a lot of officers running the east-west. Yes, I have noticed that. Thank you. It's always 5:25, and on Saturdays, it's always 3:30 in the afternoon. What I'm concerned about is I did talk to Nathan. He's the one that told me about the APC working, and if they would have, instead of trying to pass moratoriums, if they would have worked to come up with better ordinances. So that came from Nathan. Thanks for bringing that up tonight. I appreciate that. I agree that that does need to happen, but he told me about that like a week ago. The other thing, Mike, I like you, I do, but you're not participating and you are in my district, and I feel like you're not listening to any of us. And I know you have your personal minds made up, and you do as well. You've expressed that, but where does that leave us? We're not having any representation in our district for our people. I don't know if you've opened an email yet. I've emailed several times. I've never heard from you. I have your phone number. And I know you said nobody ever calls you. I don't like to bother people in the evening. I like my time when I get home from school. And I guess school is the last thing I want to talk about. I have heard from 2 school employees. One is a teacher. She has 4 children. They are talking about moving. So that would take a teacher from us and 4 students. And the other one drives a bus. She also has 4 students in the school. That's 2 staff, 8 students, just in our school. My fear, if this does not slow down and put a halt on to see where we're at, we will not have 2 county schools within 5 years. We won't be able to afford it. We can't. And they threw some money from solar for some of these kids, but it's not enough. It's not enough. And it scares me. It really does. And you being an educator and you being a past educator, you know the importance that every student we have in our school system. And I do not want to see either school fall, even though I've heard in the past that, maybe one school or the other could be in a dead-end town going nowhere, a dead-end school. I don't know. It upsets me because our county is important. I've lived here all my life. I went to college. I've come back. And I think it's worth fighting for. And I think that it's time that everybody comes to the table and starts putting things out on the table. Not one person in this county should be in control. Thank you.
Thank you.
No. Stand up once in a while, like.
Put it up closer. Joe?
First of all, I want to thank Chris and Sheriff's Department. I feel you're doing everything that you can at this point, kind of between a rock and a hard spot. They don't want to give you money to hire extra deputies. You've only got so many hours to be out there. I also feel, Don, Mike didn't listen to what I had to say. Number one, we've got to collect the money that's county. That wasn't even discussed. We've also got problems in the BZA and the APC that's got to be dealt with. They haven't been. They've been knowing for some time.
Thank you.
Cindy Larkin. I want to connect some dots here. I think that what transpired tonight is a really great example of seeking community input before making big decisions and being transparent about the reason behind the decisions would help bridge some gaps. I'll leave it at that and encourage you to seek feedback from community members and help educate and inform us when major decisions such as tonight come out, because without it, there's a lot of speculation, a lot of fear. As I've said before, we're at a really pivotal moment for Pulaski County. We want to do what we can to protect and preserve what's left of it.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I would like to end on a positive note. I would like to thank this young lady from EMS as somebody that's had to use them numerous times in critical and actually fatal situations twice in my house. Sometimes they were there. I appreciate you guys giving them the money. I dealt with situations with them and just saw how amazing they are and what they do personally. When Sharon was taken to Lutheran Hospital in Fort Wayne before she passed away, they told us over there, they said, your hospital and your EMS did everything they needed to do to get a positive situation. So I just want to thank her. On that note,
Thank you so much. We appreciate them too.
For the support, but I will say we have a great group of people working in the county that really care. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll second the motion.
Motion is second to adjourn. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.